What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Hoops Hour. I am the big man on campus. It is Wednesday, January 16th, 2019. We are here ready to go on a Wednesday evening. A lot of games out there, a lot of interesting matchups, and a lot of tough games to decipher as we look in to see what's going on tonight. I hope you're all having a great night so far, and are ready to go here. I'm pretty excited about this card. Definitely some cool matchups. We'll get into all those and more. We'll take your questions and try to get you prepared so you can make some money tonight, or try to make some money tonight. I don't ever tell you to, if you like a game, bet it. I'll give you my best opinion on it. Do me a favor, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. We'll start in the early games here. We have and we have some interesting line move here. Shamari Pons may be playing tonight. You saw a big spike in that St. John's game. So if you like St. John's, that number has moved up, which is interesting. That could mean Pons is playing. Pons likely, it's a back injury. So, backs are interesting. Sometimes they don't feel good. Sometimes they do. So, be that for what it may, Pons may be in this game. This number, 10 minutes ago was 2.5. It's now up to, 4 pretty much across the board, 3.5 at Bet Online. So if you like Creighton, you want to look towards 5 Dimes or GT Bets or Bookmaker. If you like St. John's, there still is a 3.5 at Bet Online. With him in, this total has also went up. This is a wild game because at one point it was down to 159.5. You're seeing at some books it's up to 162. I want to go and look at my local and see if it's still at 159 because I think with him in there, I like the game over. But obviously, it's all about info. And it looks as if Pons is going to play. I'm not guaranteeing he's playing, but this line indicator would figure that he would be in there. So, without him, obviously you like Creighton. I considered maybe grabbing him at 2.5, but I just couldn't make a move on the game. Pons is obviously very important. I don't think St. John's a great team, to be honest. I like them a lot. I don't like Mullen, and I don't like the way they played, frankly. They don't really win games by margin generally. And they're a team that generally plays in close games. At 4, I do kind of like what I'm seeing out of Creighton. I think defensively, their numbers aren't going to show it, but if you read into this program, their defense is improving. They like where they're going defensively. Look, I'm not going to try and sell you a bill of goods that they're a good defensive team. They just get into these high-scoring games, unfortunately, and they play opponents that in this conference generally go quick and score a lot of points, but I don't know. I think this game is close. I would look towards taking the 4 here, personally. Let's welcome in everyone here. James, Baba Booey, Isaac, Marco, Guan, Alex, Jewish. Are we going live for poker? Yes. Matthew Varnum, Luke. Thank you, Luke, for the comments. Naeem, Salty Dog. Everyone in here, make sure you please hit the like button. I would appreciate that. What do I think about Louisville? I like the other side. I think that's too many points personally. I think BC will be able to break that zone down. And they play that pack line defense. So you're going to have the ability to make some shots. I think Kai Bowman and crew can do that. 10.5, 11 seems like too many. Another game I had my eye on, but we've seen over the last couple of weeks some of these random games where line move is wild. 509 or 609, 610. Evansville's getting 6 tonight against Missouri State. This line opened at 2.5. It's up to 6. There's something going on in this game. I don't know why. Evansville looks like a really good side here. I don't understand this one at all. just weird moves in some of these games. I think Penn State's worth a look tonight against Iowa. This looks like a great spot for the Lions to earn a win. They played tough. I think Illinois is in a good spot as well. But Illinois, I'd look more towards the first half. Illinois has been a really good first half team. They're much better as opposed to laying full games. So maybe you look for that there. Is Stetson a fade tonight? Yeah. The only worry I have against North Florida turns the ball over too much. And that's kind of my concern. I love North Florida. I think everything they do will hurt Stetson, and Stetson stinks. But North Florida turns the ball over 18 times a game. That's 350th in the country. Just definitely concerns me. That was kind of one of my knocks on that game. They should win by double digits, though. I'm betting the house on St. John's. I wouldn't do that. Thoughts on Penn State? I like them. Everyone else, welcome in. Thoughts on Liberty? I think first half's are probably a good play there. I mean, Kennesaw State is really bad. I mean, really bad. Al Skinner is a good coach, but to be honest, he just doesn't have a ton of talent there this year. They haven't. You don't have the likes of like a James Scott, a Kedrick Ray anymore. They don't have those kind of guys. This is a bad team that's not good on defense and, frankly, not really good ever at all with anything. Liberty is the class of this conference, very good defensively. I'd maybe look towards a first half play there if you can find it. 17 is a lot. Liberty does have a big game on deck against North Florida, so maybe they pull their guys early. Maybe that game falls like 74-58 or something. I definitely like the first half. I think it's 10. I could see them jump out 33-17 or something. I'm just going to go down this card here. I mean, if you have a question, send it in. Mizzou at home against Alabama. I don't love Alabama on the road. I think that game's close. What do you think about North Dakota State? I don't have an opinion on North Dakota State. They do go to the foul line a lot, though, and may make their foul shots. Could be a shot later or in the over. Does Houston get it done on the road? They should, but SMU is really pesky. They're a good basketball team. They rebound. Generally, they play good defense. And Houston is not a great three-point shooting team, so that game could get interesting. UCF seems like stealing. Yeah, seems like a really good play. I don't know why that game's at 10 o'clock Eastern, though. That's a weird time. I mean, it's not the West Coast. Why is Wichita? Why are they playing that game at 10 o'clock Eastern? That's weird. Campbell -10. Not sure if you're looking at the right line there. Campbell's only laying I was looking at the first half. Yeah, Campbell 9.5. I mean, Asheville is pretty bad. The problem with Campbell is they seem to play in a lot of close games as well. Is that defense good enough? Chris Clemens is great, but what do you have outside of Clemens? I mean, Andrew Udy's okay, I guess, but it's on the road. You're laying double digits, if not close to double digits. They should win. What's up, Melvin? Super Alpha. Do I think Oklahoma is worth a shot? I could see sides for both there. I think K-State's a bet-on team now that Wade's back, and I do think they'll get theirs down low. I think that could be a sneaky over. Seriously. I think that could be a sneaky little over there. You have a total in that game at you look at the side here. I think it's 5 or 6, 5.5. That total's 131. That's too low. K-State's going to get theirs inside. I like that total. I'm starting to look at that and like kind of have some interest. Like K-State, it's almost like they're judging K-State as if they don't have Camus Stokes and Dean Wade. I think this game's a lot like the West Virginia game, to be honest. They scored 57 against Texas Tech and 58 against Iowa State. Can they get to 60? If they can get to 60, I think this game's going to go over. It's only 131. I mean, 65-61 is a winner. I mean, actually, no, 65-61 is not a winner. Wait, what is it? 65? No, 70-61 is a winner. I guess that's harder to think that will happen. Sorry, my math was wrong there. I don't know, man. 131 is just so low. I feel like Wade gets his down low. It's a great game, though. It really is. Oklahoma's so good against the number. Is this kind of a layup for them? Is Wade that much of a difference? Is K-State worth a look with their defense and him back? Oklahoma's off the non-cover. Fascinating game. I think Auburn gets back on track tonight against Texas A&M. A&M has major turnover problems. The problem that I have with Auburn is that's what this card tonight. I have a lot of likes, but then I have a lot of I don't know. Auburn just can't shoot on the road. They can't win on the road. I'll tell you what I considered in this game. I considered going back to the well with another over with Auburn. They have to shoot better, don't they? They don't play defense. They turn the ball over. They go quick. A&M can score. Why doesn't this get over 149? But it's at fucking 149. I hate that total. It looks too low, but it's always a good number. Drake and Bradley. Yeah, I'm not interested in Drake now that McGlynn or Nick Norton's out. What do I think about South Dakota State? They're always bet against. Sharps hate South Dakota State. I don't like their defense. And I think North Dakota is better than people think. Pass. Any thoughts on BC? I already talked about that game. I'm going to try to get through all these questions, guys. St. John, you guys, I already talked about it. Already talked about a lot of these. If I don't talk about your game, we already talked about it. Dayton VCU, is under worth the shot? Yeah, I think it would be. I think both these teams kind of play low 60s. You look at the total here. It is 135.5, bit high maybe. Could see a 68, 64 type of game there. Could see that. South Dakota State first half. Yeah, I could see it. Any thoughts on George Mason, UMass? UMass not playing well right now. I think Mason is – I'm starting to think maybe they're a buy-on team. I was pretty high on them as the season started. I didn't really know what I was getting, but I knew I'd get Otis Livingston, and I like Otis Livingston. But it's kind of been a tough season for Mason. But, they've won 3 of 4. The only loss is a 5-point game at Davidson. They beat Bonaventure, beat St. Joe's with Kimball, beat a good, pretty good Rhode Island team. UMass not playing well right now. This could be a fade of UMass. Maybe we should just start to realize UMass isn't that good. This could be an outright winner for George Mason here. UMass has been brutal. They've lost 4 in a row. You lost to LaSalle. You got beat up by Georgia. Dayton beat you up. Not playing well right now, but they're back at home, which will help. Gun to my head, I'd go George Mason. Thoughts on UConn Tulsa? Those are tough teams. I think Tulsa's a scrappy team. I think that will be an interesting game. I like Sterling Tapling a lot. I think UConn is a team that, on the road, there's not a lot of, don't have a deep bench there. Kind of a sleepy atmosphere out in Tulsa. I always like these dogs that are not as good on paper as the favorite. Seems like a weird line. Why is Connecticut kind of a pick 'em here? Tulsa even a favorite in some spots. Leading with the Green Wave or with the Golden Hurricane, like what Frank Haith is doing there. Does Lipscomb cover tonight? I wouldn't think they wouldn't. NJIT is actually decent, but anytime you can get Lipscomb at this number, I think it's a play on. Thoughts on Bonnie's URI? Lean Bonnie's. I think they're playing well. Everybody's back. Stockard's in there. Poser's played well. Griffin's played well. They're starting to look like the team that we thought they might be. Still not what they were last year, but I think Stockard's the catalyst there. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it. I like Oklahoma somewhat. I like both sides in that game. It's a pass for me. LaSalle, I don't have much opinion on. Vandy, I'm not interested without Garland. I don't have anything on LaSalle here, guys. Nebo's not a main contributor, though. Texas A&M turns the ball over too much, and that is a problem against Auburn. What do I think about Texas Tech? I lean dog there. I like Iowa State. They're starting to get healthy as well. Texas Tech doesn't really blow anyone out, if you notice. Seems like every game they play is down to the wire. Yeah, listen, no offense, but you're going to play a game at 10 o'clock because CBS Sports Network can't get you on? Put the game on ESPNU. Stupid. I'd be very pissed off if I was a player. I don't think Temple covers 8 tonight, no. I think East Carolina's scrappy. Temple not good as a favorite. ECU great as an underdog. Good at home. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it. Dan Kelly is a TV connoisseur now. He knows everything about TV. Thanks, Dan. I don't think it's because they can't get it on TV. I don't. There's got to be something going on out there. But whatever. Either way, Vermont. Yeah, I mean Vermont's been killing teams lately, and New Hampshire is bad. Vermont should roll. The only thing that turns me off is laying a big number on the road, but it's not like it's a far trip, really. Yeah, New Hampshire's terrible. I mean, New Hampshire has one D1 win this year, and it's against UMass Lowell. I mean, they get killed. And Vermont is on fire right now. Anthony Lamb playing very well. Could be your blowout of the night. Thank you, David. Georgia Tech, I mean, they've been playing well. I don't know about Georgia Tech. Fascinating. I mean, they've played really well, actually. I mean, they're scoring a lot more this year. Passers seem to getting them to play pretty well. Clemson, I don't love. Why can't Georgia Tech hang around in that game? If I had to pick a decent dog that can win, I'd probably say George Mason. Already talked about Liberty. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Super Alpha Fitness, for listening. Conrado already talked about Drake. Not interested. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it. Anthony Mastronardi checking in. Thanks for joining us, bro. No problem. We're just firing people. There's no one on fucking earth that can do this. None of these clowns that you see on these other shows, these fucking wannabes nobody's ever heard of. All of a sudden, they name a player to everybody knows what they're talking about. Listen, I'm the fucking king of this shit. I do this the best over everybody. Nobody gets on the show. I give you long-winded answers. I tell you why it's going to happen and what's going to happen. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. Is Liberty Kennesaw under a good bet? Yeah, I think it is. Kennesaw's as bad as it gets on offense. Like, really bad. I think they score 53 in this game. I'll say 73-53. So, yes, I think this game will go under. No problem, Bobby. Thank you. Duquesne plus 2.5. You know, it seems like Duquesne's kind of fell off the wagon since that Penn State game. Remember that crazy game? It's kind of an ugly finish, and and I know they haven't fell off the wagon. You know, I know they've won their last 2 games, but I mean, let's talk about what they've done. I mean, they beat East Kentucky by 1 in overtime, lost to NJIT, lost to Davidson, barely beat Fordham, and barely beat St. Joe's. I mean, is Duquesne really that good? I mean, seriously? They should cover this game, but look, Richmond's actually a pretty good offensive team. Problem with Richmond is they can't stop anybody. I'll tell you what, I think we see some offense here. I'd maybe go over the number. All right, let's go through some comments here. I aspire to be like Big Man. Thank you, Luke. Keep working. You will. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Daddy OF. Hey, Ron John. Thanks for joining us. Butler to Paul. Well, DePaul, I think, is an exciting team. Cartier Gordon just committed, which is a big get for Dave Lateo. I'll tell you what about the Big East. There's not an easy game in this conference. Every night, man, it's tough. And Butler's like 2.5. I said Butler was a fade team. I think DePaul is going to shock people tonight. I think they're going to keep it up. They're playing great basketball. They have a new arena. They've looked really good in it. Eli Kane, they could shoot. Max Struss has been terrific. The German kid. I don't like Butler. I think their schedule sucked. I think defensively they're overrated. DePaul getting some money here. How about that? Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you joining us. Mike Butler. Thanks, Jordan. Mike Maya, what's up? Did I talk Penn State? Yes, I like them tonight. Pons is not out. Pons is in. The line's moved. Pons is playing, Anthony. Yes, I like Illinois, but I liked them in the first half. It's interesting with Illinois. They've been a real hard luck team. I mean, seriously, really hard luck team. Like they're probably the best 4-win team in the history of college basketball. Like they've been extremely unlucky. It's kind of sad for Brad Underwood's team. Like they've been really unlucky. But I mean, Minnesota doesn't really do much for you. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but they don't do much for me. But Illinois is a team that could have 12, 10 wins. I mean, it's really kind of a shame. They're very good at generating turnovers. They force turnovers 24% of their possessions. That's pretty impressive. That's 12th in the country. Here's where, though, I'm concerned, full game-wise. You look at in the first half this year, they have a 3.9 plus 3.9 scoring differential, 74th in the country. So they're very good in the first half. They generally hang around. They generally, right there. But you look at in the second half at finishing games, their scoring differential is minus 5.4, 324th. So they're basically winning in the first half and then fading in the second half. At home, you're going to have a great atmosphere tonight. Students are back. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. State Farm Center is one of the best home court advantages in the country. I mean that. I love Illinois' home court. I think it's as good as anywhere. Students are back. It's going to be a fucking crazy atmosphere tonight there. They get the job done early. Take them in the first half. I like this one. I do. I like this one. Do I think they can win full game? Yeah, I do. I think they finally get off the schneid. Let's get back to the comments here. How do I feel about the Paul first half? No real opinion. Sunil, thanks for watching. You need a bit of help. You're leading UCF. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about UCF. You can't get into the fucking lane against UCF. It's not going to happen. They wall the fucking paint off. Taco Fall, even if you do get past the initial defender, you got a fucking guy that's 7'6" standing there. He's one of the biggest humans on earth. So getting into the lane is difficult. Marcus McDuffie is really their offense. And you got to figure McDuffie's going to have problems tonight. I mean, seriously. I mean, how does Wichita score? This is not a good basketball team. I'm sick of hearing about Wichita. They're not that good. They're going to struggle in the half court in this game. It's that simple. Can they defend is the question. I don't think they can. This team's allowing opponents to shoot 52% from 2-point range. That's not good. Why is this line so low? You literally got to just win the first half to win your bet if you bet the first half. This is a weird one to me. Like, are they just going to flip a switch? Because outside of Marcus McDuffie, this team can't fucking score. So, yeah, I mean, this is not a Fred VanVleet, what's the kid's name? The young kid that played for the Knicks. Ron, what's the kid? I'm drawing a fucking blank. I remember so many names. We know who I'm talking about, the blonde-haired kid. I'm sure someone will remind me who that was. we all know who I'm talking about. I'm drawing a blank at his name for some reason. But I wanted to go in and see how he played against Fall last year. You look at against UCF, beat him 81-62 and beat him 75-71. It's a little bit of revenge here for UCF. Lost both games last year. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't think Fall played in those games. And he didn't. He didn't play in the second game. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say either Fall or Taylor didn't play in the first game last year. This is a fully healthy UCF team. And that's why they're so much more effective this year, because they have all their guys. Last year, Taco Fall didn't play in either game. That's one of the reasons that, they were so effective. So it's gonna be a different game this time. By the way, the kid I was talking about, Ron Baker was his name. Ron Baker. He played for the Knicks. I knew his name was Ron or Rod, whatever. They were on the team. It was Clantonny Early, Van Vliet, Keel Cotton, Kadeem Colby, Shadrack Lufiel. Good team. Went to the Final Four. Let's keep going here. So, yes, I do like UCF. Weird number. It's all about UCF. You can't shoot, you don't win. It's that simple. Capper John, of course you don't agree. You don't ever agree with anything I say, so that's not a surprise. I'm not really looking at late, Saturday and Sunday yet. We'll look at that later in the week, sir. Do I like St. John's tonight? I mean, no, not really. We talked about that one earlier. Teddy B, the bipolar guy that he is. I mean, one day he likes me, the next day he doesn't. Teddy B's bipolar. Teddy, you should go get help with that. Like, I definitely think you have bipolar disorder. Seriously. I'm not trying to be a dick at all. Like, I think you have bipolar. Seriously. Because, like, some days you're calling me a slob and a fraud, and, I got to worry about you, and now you're good radio show today. Like, what's up with you, bro? Thank you, Anthony. What's up, Heath? Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. You're too kind. What about Duke with no Jones? Yeah, we talked about that. We'll talk about it later in the week. Thanks, Junior. Appreciate it. Can Utah State cover the big number? They should. San Jose is fucking shit. What's up, Barry? What's up, Jar Jar? Melvin? Simone, what's up? Thanks, Joey. Yeah, I don't really care about that guy. Appreciate him watching all my shows, though. I don't care about those trolls. Nothing I can do. I know who it is, so it's okay. I appreciate that people care about me that much. I'm not ever going anywhere, though, so I guess if he wants me to just go anywhere, listen, when I lay my head down at night, I'm very happy with my life. What more could you want out of life? I mean, I have a great family. They're very supportive of me. I have a very nice place to live. I have money in my pocket. I got a girl that's way too good for me. I mean, what could I feel bad about? What could I worry about people like that for? Like they're the bottom of my shoe. Like they don't mean nothing to me. I'm not going to stop doing this. I'm not going to go away. I'm still making more money than you are. Like there's nothing for me to worry about with them. They're the shit on my shoes. That's what they are. They're subhuman. They don't belong breathing the same air as all of us. And it's sad that kids have to die young, and people like that are allowed to breathe the same air. It wouldn't bother me whatsoever if I heard that guy walked into oncoming traffic tonight and got hit by a trash truck. I'd almost celebrate it. So to him, I'm not going to ever stop doing this. Thanks for listening, and thanks for caring so much about me. Not many people care this much about me, so thank you. Last year you said Loyola could make it to the Final Four. Is there a mid-major team you really like? Um, yeah. I think mid-major. I think Buffalo could probably get there. I think they're that good. Um, I think. I don't know. Let me look at bracketology. Let me see. There's so many teams always on my brain. I think UCF's very good. Really, I mean that. I think they're a 9 seed that could be really dangerous. Um, I think. I think Mississippi State. They're more of a Power Five team, but I think they're really interesting. Small schools. I think Murray's really good. I think John Morant could be that Kemba Walker type of player. But if you're asking me who would, I think Buffalo would probably be my one for that. Obviously, we're not involving Gonzaga in this because if you're asking me about mid major, they would be my one. But yeah, I think Buffalo can do that. Surely, I think Lipscomb will win a game in the tournament too. Yes, we've talked about pretty much every game for all you guys coming in late. But yeah, I've talked about Virginia. I think they're the best team in the country. Um, yeah, Ninja, you're gonna have to rewatch the show, brother. I mean, we talked about all these games already. Um, Big man, let's break bread. I am not the type to hate. Trust me. Well, that's interesting because on your Twitter it says it paints a different picture. Because you say one thing and then I see you saying another. I don't like fake people, and you've been very fake lately. So I don't like people like that. So either you're in or you're out. It's that simple. Either you're a friend or you're a fucking enemy. It's very simple, bro. If you're cool with me, don't be. I don't want to see you on Twitter, being a shithead. Be cool with me. I'm good with that. If you want to be cool, that's fine. But don't be a fake person. I give it to you straight, whether you're cool or not. Very easy. If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. Exactly, Ferdinando. Thank you. I didn't come at you. You come in here with your shit about the Vikings. We just put you in a body bag. It was that easy. We get it. Your team's not any good. We moved on from it. Do I think West Kentucky can turn the season around and make a splash? Yeah, but the thing is, they've lost a lot of games, but they've lost a lot of games to a lot of good teams. Do I think they'll beat Marshall in the title game? Yeah, I do. They need to figure out what's going on with Bearden. That's my thing. Either Bearden is in or out. He's like Teddy B. He's either in or he's out. And Bearden is really, I think, fucking this team up. West Kentucky really bothered me the other night because they were winning the whole game and then they just fucking bottle it late. That was a bad loss. They've had some bad losses lately. We'll see how they get on going forward. But I'm not going to run to the window and bet on West Kentucky. I'm going to let them ride it out for a little bit. Pretty brutal beat in FA Cup today. Southampton up 2-0 and end up losing. How about that? That's brutal. Brutal. Goals in the 76th and 82nd. Sickening. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Chad. Which team's injury do you think has the biggest impact? Trey Jones. Yes, RT Colin. All right, guys, I'm going to start looking to wrap it up. We went through literally a lot of games here. If you have any other comments on anything else, feel free to ask. But I think we've been through every game. Not every game, but a lot of them. Punters was today. It's already out. Do I think Jalen Hurts can win the Heisman next year? Oh, yeah, sure. Sure he can. It's going to be a great offense. Going to put up a lot of numbers. Missouri State being tweeted out that they are a sharp play tonight, which definitely makes sense. That's a weird fucking move, man. Evansville looks like a great play, but that number is just freaky, man. I don't play teasers, and you shouldn't either. Um, I mean, I don't really. I haven't put my plays out yet, so I already know what I'm betting. So I don't mind talking about like free plays. Um, I got to tell you, I like Creighton. I think Creighton. I think that game's close. Like Creighton's really good. They can stay with anyone. I think Auburn's worth a look tonight as well. But my plays that I will be giving out are top secret unless you're a customer. But I like those two. Um, what else do we have here? Mike Butler. I don't think King Rail can mess with you in NCAA basketball. Yeah, he can't mess with me in NBA either. I'm going to beat him in both. Um, if you have time, go watch the Soldier Boy interview. Okay. I'm not really a big Soldier Boy guy, but fair enough. I think Soldier Boy is the original, like, he's kind of the original, kind of, how do I say it? Style guy, maybe. Soldier Boy was popular as fuck back in the day. Yeah, I like Lipscomb. I like Boston, BU. Then fucking don't watch, Jesse. I mean, fuck off already, will you? I fucking hate these grammar fucks. Oh, he doesn't like that I say. Well, I'm going over a lot of shit in my mind, dude. Seriously? Jesse's mad because I say a lot. Well, I'm trying to fucking break games down, bro. I'm going all over the place. Sometimes in your head that happens. Why don't you do the show, Jesse, and see how you do? You'll fucking shit all over yourself. But thanks for watching. I'll cut down the ums for you. All right? Jesse doesn't like ums. That's one of the funniest things I've heard. I didn't mean to go off on you, Jesse. Sorry, but I mean, again, it's hard to do this. I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to find lines and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Mike. Take it easy. Now, Jake, don't fucking tease, bro. Stop. Drake is the Nickelback of hip hop. That's a great point, actually. My girl loves Drake. Like she loves Drake. Chicks like Drake. I've never been a big fan of him, but that's just me. I hope Jesse didn't leave. I hope I didn't. I hope I didn't get into him too much. Maybe I was a little mean, but it's hard to do this. I mean, sometimes you say I don't think I even say that much. Maybe I should watch back, but I don't think I do. Any thoughts on NBA tonight? Yeah, I had I took the Nuggets last night. That was a loss, but I had some other games that hit. Let's see here. I kind of like. It's actually a pretty solid card tonight. I kind of like the Celtics, to be honest. I like Utah. I like the Celtics in Utah. Yeah, I like the Celtics, and I like the Jazz Jazz. I think the Nets is a good play as well. Nets, Celtics, Jazz. Nets, Celtics, Jazz. Thanks, Jake. Take it easy, man. If you had to have your biggest bet of the year in football, do you think Faves cover? No, I think the Patriots and Rams are going to win. Sounds good, Nesbitt. Nesbitt always types in capital letters. Why do you do that, Nesbitt? Nesbitt's trying to get his point across. I don't really give a flying fuck if the Nets aren't or Celtics aren't in good shape. They're gonna win tonight. And they're gonna cover. They'll see. All right, boys, I'm out of here. And girls, thanks for joining me today. Always a fun show here on the Hoops Hour, where we talk about basketball and all sorts of fun stuff. You all have a great evening. I'll be playing poker tonight over at the UAger Poker Tournament. So if you feel like joining in, you should. It's free to enter, and you just have to have a UAger account. So I hope to all see you all there. And we'll see you back tomorrow. Bye-bye.